Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes,
So I assume that everyone has done the setup part in the earlier class. Is it for all? At least say yes or no so that I can know whosoever has not done the okay. So one
Yes, sir.
yes I got.
yes, yes.
Okay. So let me just share my screen. So guys, let me know once my screen is visible to everyone.
It's visible.
Okay. So so yesterday we have done very basic stuff like how to install the Java and how we can add two numbers. Like similarly, you can also, if you want to multiply two number, you can just replace the plus with shift 8. You need to press shift 8. So this is the multiplication sign, right? Similarly, if you want to subtract two number, you can say minus like this. So this is very basic one. So I have not covered yesterday. Just I am telling you. So give me a second. Let me admit everyone. Okay. So today we will see how we can. Okay. So now today we will see, let me do one thing, let me make one new class. Yesterday we have created one, program one, let me create one more class for today, which is, let me give class to or program 2, let me give program 2. Just say program 2 and click on finish. So this is my new class. Again, I will create one method because if I need to run my Java class, I need to have the Java program, I need to have the main method and as well as the class. So yesterday we have discussed that how you can use the shortcut. Just write main and click on control space. So I assume that everyone is able to do this till this part. So now we will see a few other stuffs. What are control flow statement in Java, or you can say, let me like write like this, decision making statement. So what are that we are going to discuss now. So let us start from the like daily activity. Like for example, if I say to you like suppose. So this is one general idea like how we can implement that in our programming language. Suppose if I get if I get more than 80 marks, more than 80 marks. If I get more than 80 marks in maths, then I will be passed. Be passed or but suppose if I get less than it, I will be passed in first division. Suppose just I am writing some dummy, so just try to understand. Otherwise, if I get less than 80, less than 80 marks, so I will get second division, something like this. So how we can check this with our Java code? So basically here comes the decision making statement, which is nothing but if and else. So what are that? So basically this if and else will help us to build this logic which I have just written, as you can see here. So if you see this, if I write, suppose I will just create one variable. So we have discussed yesterday, if you want to create some variable of type integer, so I can do like this. Int, let me write maths marks. Suppose I will say 45. Suppose one student is having, or let me say 90. So this is one integer variable, right? Which is having marks as 90. So now if I want to check, I want to run this program and I want to check whether I'm getting first division or the second division based on this condition which I have written here, as you can see, right? So I can simply write like this: if I will say if maths marks greater than, what is the condition here? If I get more than 80 marks, so I can simply say if whatever the marks we are getting are greater than 80, right? So this sign you almost know, it is the greater than sign. I'm just checking the condition. If the marks are greater than 80, what I need to print. So yesterday we discussed, if I need to print anything, just write like this. Yesterday we have discussed already. So just a recap. So just I will say student passed in first division like this. So you can give any statement of your choice. So I'm just saying if marks are greater than, or let me write, yeah, if whatever the marks we are getting are greater than 80, then student will get the first division. Otherwise, what will happen? So the other condition will be very, very straightforward, that he would not get the marks greater than 80. In that case, I will say, so this is the shortcut control space. I will say student will pass in second division. So let me write second division. So if I try to run this program, so let us try to understand that what will be the output. So first I will show you directly, then I will debug the program, and so that we can understand better. So if you see this, what is the output we get? A student passed in first division. So let us just put one breakpoint and understand the logic. So let me put one breakpoint here because I need to stop my program execution so I can see what I'm trying to, what my program is, how my program is working. So now I will say just right click, debug as Java application. So it's very, very simple program. You will just understand this. So you can see this is the variable which is having the value as 90. You can see here 90 is the value. Now I'm checking the very simple condition. If 90 is greater than 80, so you can see condition true or false. Condition is true,
True.
right? Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. So guys, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask. So what I was talking about, here we are just checking the condition with this greater than sign. Like if 90 is greater than 80, which means total marks are greater than 90 are greater than 80, which means I am saying student will pass in first division. So once this condition will become true, we will go inside these curly braces, if you see here, right? So if I just click this step over, you will see we are here, right? And this part will not going to execute at all because the condition is satisfied here. So we will come to this block only once this condition will not satisfy. I will show you that as well. So as of now, if I click this, you will see after this, it will come to this part. It will not touch the second part. So if I click this, now you can see after that our program will terminate. Similarly, if I say, let me say marks are, let me say instead of 80, I will say 75. So what will happen if I run it again, debug as Java application. So in that case, if you see this, yeah. So what are the marks? Marks are 75. So now this time this condition will going to fail because 75 is not greater than 80, as we all know. So now you will see that our control statement will come to this part. Earlier it was coming here because the condition was true, but now the condition is false. So now we will come here. So you can see here, if I click on this step over, now we are getting this. And after that our program will terminate and we will get the desired output. So till this part, is everyone is able to understand this scenario which we have discussed? Very simple scenario, like how to check the marks are greater than 80 or 75.
So I have a question regarding the breakpoint.
Yeah, yeah.
So the breakpoint which you have taken, why did you take there itself? There,
So the reason why I've taken here only because
yeah.
yeah, I'm telling you. So someone wants to join. So there is no any formula that I have used. It's just actually I wanted to be there. That's why. If you see this, there is no point of taking here because I need to show you the condition here. Even if you want to take here, you can take. Even if you want to take it here, you can take. That's your choice.
Okay.
It's not like I decided that. So just wherever you will feel. So suppose if I have 10 lines of code here, right? And I need to check my code from here. So I will not be putting the breakpoint at line number 8 because I need to check from here. So the main part I need to check from here only. That's why I have not taken here. Otherwise I could have taken. Okay.
Okay, understood. Thanks.
So like, let me discuss one more scenario. Let me create again new class. So I'm creating classes again and again. So everyone will be able to remember how to create a class. So let me create one more class. Now suppose I have multiple condition. What do I mean by the multiple condition? Suppose there is a school, right? So if I will say if marks of any subject, just assume marks of the subject greater than 80, or let me say greater than 100, or not 100, greater than 90, then a student will pass in first division. Similarly, if marks of subject, so earlier we have only two condition, either greater or less than, but now if I say if marks of the subject, or let me do like this, you can say 90 to 100, 90 to, suppose if the marks of students are present between 90 to 100, then the student will pass in first division. Let me copy paste this line and edit it. But if the marks are between, suppose 80 to, can say 90. If the marks of the subject are between 80 to 90, then a student will pass in second division. So this is my condition. So let me change here as well. If marks of the students are, let me say, we can take 60 to 80 this time. If the marks of any student is coming between 60 to 80, 60 to 80, then the student will pass in third division. So I have many conditions like this. So as of now I am showing you only four. But suppose if student is getting marks between 60, below 60, so what we can say, let me write it here. If the marks of the subjects are less than 40, then a student will fail. So these are the some conditions will fail. So earlier we used if and else logic, which I have shown you here. So here we are having only two conditions. If greater than, then I need to print this, otherwise this one. So but here we can see, you can see we have multiple conditions. So I need to take care of each condition one by one. So here again, how we can do with the help of decision making statement. So there is one more combination of is if and else, which is, if I write it here, if, let me first create the variable and marks suppose any 67, anything. Now if I say if marks, so what is the first condition? You can see here, if marks of a student greater than 90, or let us take the 90 as well. So let me say greater than or equal to. If marks of the students are greater than 90 or equal to 90, and so this is the operator in the sense it will check whether the condition is true or false. So I will debug this program as well, I will show you. And what is the other condition? The other condition should be marks should be less than 100. So 100 is our ending point, and I will say marks less than equals to 100. So you can see we have written the first condition, if you are able to see. So some error we are getting. So I have not created the main method. So that is the reason we are getting some error. So let me copy this and paste it here. So let me write it here. So just created one marks variable, which is having the marks as 67, and I am writing the first condition, which you can see here. I am saying that if marks of students are greater than equal to 90. So if you want, you can if you don't want to include 90, you can say greater than. So it will not assume 90, right? So just it will not check for the 90, but if I say greater than equal to, it will check 90 as well as numbers greater than 90. And I'm saying marks should be less than equals to 100. Then I will write student will pass in first division. So let me print this statement. So I will simply print it. Similarly, this time I will not use the else part. Now I will say else if, because we have multiple condition. Now I will check second condition. What is our second condition? If marks of the subjects are between 80 to 90, right? So again, I will just copy this. Our second condition says that marks should be 80 to 90. So let me say greater than 80 and less than 90, like this. So what is the condition I have given? Student will pass in second division if this is the case. So let me write like this. Let me write it as second. Similarly, two more conditions. Else if, what is our third condition? 60 to 80, right? So again, marks should be greater than 60 and less than 80. Then student will pass in third division, like this. So we have only four conditions. So I will now, what you can do, if you say, if suppose this all the three conditions are not matching, then I can simply say, I can assume, like, what I can assume, I can use else at the last, right? If you do not want to use it, then also you can not use. So the reason why I am using the else part is, if none of the condition matches, either this statement should execute, right? So if I say student system.out.println, student must be getting less than, so this is my assumption. So the reason why I have given else part is, suppose these three conditions are not matched, but in that case, this condition will definitely be executed, because if these are not, as we have seen in the, you can see here as well, if this condition not matched, then this one already will definitely going to execute. Similarly here, if these three fail, if these three conditions fail, then this part will execute automatically. So let me just debug this program again. So it's your choice if you want to do it from here or from here. Let me start from here only. So now you can see how it is working. So you can see here, is 67 greater than 90? Condition false. So basically, if you see this condition has become false. So automatically it will not going to check for this one. So this is our logical AND operator. So because only the first, it will check the second condition only once this one will become true. But now you can see condition is false clearly. 67 is not greater than 90. Condition false. So now instead of this one, this condition will be checked. You can see our mouse control will come here once I click step over. Now second condition. Again, if you see, this condition is not satisfied yet. So now we will move to the third condition. What is our third condition? Mark should be greater than 60. So I think this condition will work, because if you see, 67 is greater than 60, condition is true. Condition is true. And similarly here, 67 is below 80 as well. So which means both the conditions are true, right? So here true will come and here true will come. So if this is the one, then we are going to go inside this. Once I will click step over, you can see this condition satisfied. Now make sure that you do not confuse that. Once, if any one of these conditions satisfied, this part will never going to execute, right? You can see, we will simply come out of the program. After that, you can see we are here at the end. So this part is clear to everyone, that how I have written the simple logic. Like for
Yes.
suppose, yeah, yeah, please ask. Any questions? So So suppose if I have written 95, just assume if I have written 95, so our first condition will going to be satisfied as well. You can see here. And if I right click debug as Java application, right? So click this. 95 is greater than 90 and 100, 95 marks are less than 100 as well. So both the conditions are true. So you can see this one is will execute, and after that all the statements will never execute, right? So this will it will never check. So this is how it behaves. If at least one of the condition will match, it will print the statement inside written inside this and come out of the program. So this is how uh, you can use else if condition along with if condition, that if you have more than one logics written like this. So if you have any questions in this else if part, let me know.
Sir, I have a question. I just want to ask which all combinations are there if else and else if?
I did not get a question. Can you repeat?
Which all combinations are there if else and there is else if? These two
Yeah,
combinations are allowed.
yeah. Or also if you do not want to write this, you can skip. It's your choice.
If I want to write multiple, then I
Yeah, yeah.
need to write else if.
Yeah. If you have more than one conditions like this, then you can write else if. Otherwise, if you have only one condition, that as we have seen here, like it's
If
very
else.
simple condition that if greater than 80, then print this. If less than 80, then print this. Here as well, you can write else if you want. Else if marks less than 80, then again same. So, oh, sorry, the variable name is different here. So let me write, like it will work the same. But here there is no need of giving this, because if one of the condition will match, other will definitely be other one. So I have not put like this here, but here we need to put like this only.
Okay.
So guys, any more questions? So similarly, if you have hundreds of condition, you can do like this, but we will see some alternative later on. So let me do one thing. Let me paste this code so you can have this. Anyways, I'm recording the session, so I will share it tomorrow, as I've already shared yesterday as well. I hope you are able to access that recording, which I've shared yesterday. So let me create one more class. So again, I've created one more class with the name program4. So just I'm using the shortcut control space. So um, let us cover what are the loops in Java. So I need to cover one more, which is switch statement, that I will discuss tomorrow maybe. Uh, what is switch? So basically, I will compare switch with else if. Where is that? This one. So instead of giving multiple else if, you can also use switch statement. So that we will cover, or we can cover by the end of this session. So now let us discuss. Let me just give you one scenario. So I am printing some data, like I can say hello, hello everyone, right? So if I run it, what will be the output? So this is very, very simple. It will give you hello everyone, right? So I need to print this hello everyone 5 times. How I can print it 5 times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or let me say 10. So like this, I will keep on copy pasting. And if I run this program, you can see it has printed whatever the number I have given. So I think 10 to 12. So, but suppose if you need to print it 1,000 times, just assume 1,000 times. So will you going to keep on copy pasting this entire code, right? So this is not a good approach, right? You are not going to paste it 1,000 times. So in that case, there is one Java concept. So this loops are common in all the programming language. Not I will not say it's a Java concept. So loops are common. So we will discuss loops in Java. So as the name indicate, let me write loops will help us to perform some operation, whatever be our operation. operation in the sense like I am printing some data. So this is my operation, right? Again and again. Or you can say whenever you want to perform some repeated action, you can use loops. So the very easiest one is for loop. So we will start from for loop, then while loop. So after for loop, we will go to the nested for loop. So just I'm writing here, then while loop and do while. So later, once we will discuss collections part, we will go to for each loop. So for each loop, I will cover there only. So as of now, we need to cover these one as these are the important one. So guys, once while I am so this if else statement, I think it's very easy. But if you have any confusion when I was discussing the for loop, so please let me know in between, so we can clarify all the doubts. So if you want to, what was our scenario? I was printing some data. Hello, like this. I need to print it multiple times. So for that, I will going to make use of loop. So the very first one is for loop, right? So how to create a for loop? So this is the one. So first you need to declare a variable. Like if I write like this, if I say int I, what I'm trying to do, I am declaring a variable. Like I am saying that there is one variable I, which is having the data type as integer. So this is nothing but declaring the variable. And then I will start I from 1. Suppose I equals to 1, right? Then I will put one semicolon, and then I will put my condition that how many time I need to print it. So guys, if you want to give any number, let me know. How many times do you want to print it? So that number I will write here,
50.
like 30. So let me say less than equals to 30. And then after that I will going to, so this is nothing but I am just incrementing the value of I by 1. So let me write in comment. I am incrementing the value of I by 1. 1, or you can, yeah, 1. Okay. So after that you need to press enter and put one curly brace like this. So I have written one very simple for loop. And one more thing, if you want to remove it from here, you can directly write int here. That is also same, right? Not same actually, I would say. I will tell you the difference later what will happen if you put outside. So just assume that we have created one for loop, and after that I will copy this statement, or let me say cut the statement, and I will print here. So if I save and try to run it, you will see it will run it for 30 times. So if you want to see the counting as well, so how you can do, you can say I plus. So basically this is the variable I equals to 1. So this will keep on incrementing. So let me first do one thing. Let me put breakpoint again. So let me put here. I need to tell you that how this is working. So this part is important. So now I have, so what will happen? You can see on the right hand side. First, this condition executed, right? A variable I is created inside our Java memory with value starting value as 1, right? So this part executed first, and after that, this condition is checked. Is 1 is less than equals to 30? Yes, 1 is less than 30, so condition true, we will come inside, right? So I equals to 1 for the first time, and it will print 1 and then hello everyone. So you can see. So let me put some space here, or let me say put one space. So basically the reason why I am using plus operator, because this is an integer value, right? That is coming from here, and this is a string value. So I need to show both the data combinedly. So that's I am using the concatenation operator, right? So basically here plus will work as a concatenation, right? It is concatenating our integer value as well as the string value. So whatever the value you are seeing here, it's a string variable, right? So string value, yeah. So let me debug it again. So condition checked for the first time. So now 1 is less than 30, we will come inside. So 1, and then it will print the hello everyone. So you will see once this part will be completed, this part will execute, right? Plus plus I, what I have written here, I am incrementing the value of I by 1. You will see this value will change once I execute it one more time. So click on step over. So you can see it will change. Now you can see I value has become 2. So always remember this will only execute one time. After that it will not execute, but these one will going to execute till the last. So I will show you how. So now I value has become 2 due to this statement, and condition is checked. Is 2 is less than 30? Yes, 2 is less than 30. So we will come inside, and what is the value of I has become 2. That is coming from here, right? After that, you will see I value will again going to increment by 1, and because this will always going to execute at the last. So now you can see it is printed to hello everyone. Now this condition will execute. Always remember after this curly braces, this last condition will going to execute every time till this condition will not become false, right? So now I value will become 3. You will see that 3 will be written here. So you can say I values become 3. And once this value is incremented, this condition has checked. Is 3 is less than 30? Condition true. Yes, condition true. We will go inside and it will print 3 everyone because the value of I is 3. So now if I keep on running like this, you can see on the right hand side value is changing. And let me go to the part where I value will become 29 or 28. So you can see the count here. We are able to check it as well. 24, 25.
I have one question here, Sumit. Like in for loop, we have
For loop.
for loop we have taken that prefix that is plus plus I.
Yeah, yeah.
So we can take I plus plus also, right? Means like, is there any difference in prefix and postfix? Like
Yeah,
how
here
the
it will, yeah, I will also come to that point. Good question.
yeah
So
yeah.
here if you, whatever you will write, if you write I plus plus or plus plus I, here it will not going to make any change. I will show you. I will show you that where it will change. So for example, if I say I plus plus, again you will see it is work as expected. If I say plus plus, sorry, I plus plus. So just if I run it, again it will give me the same output. So guys, first tell me whether you are able to understand this, how this for loop is working. Or if you want to write like this, you can also write like this, I equals to I plus 1. That will also work, which means I'm incrementing the value of I by 1. So guys, please confirm whether you are able to understand this, how this for loop is working.
Understanding.
Okay, great to hear that. So let us discuss one more topic as someone has asked one question. So here if you see if I am writing I plus plus or plus plus I, we are getting the same output. So basically if I talk about this one, so this is our variable name, right? I is our variable name. You can also take J if you want. So let me write, it's a pre-increment operator. What is the pre-increment operator? So if I write here, it's a pre-increment operator. And if I say I plus plus, it's like post increment. So what is the basic difference? Because if you see here, when I am writing I plus plus or plus plus I, we are getting the same result. So let us see where it will going to create the difference. So let me comment this part as of now. So the shortcut to comment in the sense like it will not going to execute when I run my program. It's just a simple line. So just select everything and press Control Shift forward slash. So let me write here if you want to Control then Shift. You need to press it simultaneously. So this is the shortcut. You can comment it. So now we are discussing about this one. Suppose I take one variable int j equals to, suppose I will say int j, only int j, and suppose I will say int. So I have created two variable int I, right? So if I try to print if I try to print what is the value, I need to suppose print the value of j when I run this program. So as of now, let me say I equals to 1. And before that, if I say j equals to plus plus I, right? So see this clearly. So if I try to run it, let us see what is the output and why is the output is coming like 2. And if I say I plus plus, so if I say I plus plus, then it should give me the value as 1. So why the difference here but not here? So see this clearly. What if I write like this, plus plus I, right? So here what I'm saying that first increment the value of I. So let me just make, let me increase the font size. I think now it's clearly visible. So when I'm saying plus plus I, meaning that first increase the value of I by 1 and then use the value. So what will happen once, as of now, you can see if I debug this program. So people are joining late, let me. So what I was saying, if I equals to 1 as of now, you can say I values become I values 1 as of now if I keep it here. But due to this plus plus before the I, it will first increment the value of I by 1. It will increment here only, plus plus I. I value will become 2 and 2 will be assigned to this variable. So if I click this, 2 will be assigned to this variable and then we are getting the output as 2. So this is how it has given us the output. But instead of this one, if I say I plus plus at the last, so what is the difference if I debug it? So you can see now if you see this, what this statement is telling us that as of now value of I is 1. So this statement is saying that you can first use the value of I. What is the value of I? I is 1, right? So first use the value and later once you use the value, later increment the value by 1. So if I say what is the value I equals to 1, so this 1 will first be used by variable, which means it will go inside this variable j. You can see on the right hand side I value is still 1, but once this I value equals to 1 will go into the variable j, you can say I value got increased but j value will remain the 1 because first it has used the value and later on that it has incremented the value. So this is our post increment operator. So here we can see if I'm writing like this, now you can see I value has become 1. But here if you see this one, here it is plus plus I or plus plus I. If we are writing, let me, here it was not giving any change because whether you write I plus plus or plus plus I, there is not any variable on the left hand side. So that is the reason here it is not, because if you see this plus plus I means that I equals to I plus 1 only. Let me write like this. So to shortcut to remove the comment is control shift backward slash. Okay, so I need to, so this is for commenting if you want to comment anything, and if you want to uncomment anything, just put backward slash at the end. So this is forward one, this is backward one time you need to give, so it will be uncomment. So if I see it here, so if I save it and try to run it, here is the reason is that it is plus plus I is simply same as I equals to I plus 1 only. So basically it will going to increase the value 5 by 1 and put the value, and we are having the same variable, but here the variables name were different. So that is the reason we are getting the different output. So what I'm saying that if you do not have any variable on the left hand side, it will not going to make any change. So that's why I will be able to write plus plus I or I plus plus depending on my choice, because this will simply equivalent to I equals to I plus 1 only. So it is incrementing the value of I by 1 and assigning it to the same variable. So no change we are going to see here. So this part is clear to everyone?
I have one small query. So if I do not have to use or assign value to another variable, in that case, you mean to say pre and post are same?
Yeah, here you can see the example only.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because let me write here as well. If I write plus plus I or I plus plus alone, I plus plus or I plus plus like this, it will simply be equivalent to I equals to I plus 1 only. So that is the reason we are not seeing any change, because if you see this, the variable name is same. So even if what this statement will say, first use the value of I, then increment. But if I need to use the value of I, that what is the left hand side variable, it is I only, right? So it will not affect it here. Only once you will have the variable name as different, there you will see the change. So let us make one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me create one more class. So new class program 5. Let us make a very simple program. Suppose if I write int numbers, let me first create the main method. So if I write, suppose I need to print a table like 2, 4, 6, table of 2. I need to print the table of 2. So how we can use this? Let us try to understand one basic program like print table of any number which you want to give. So number, let me take number as 2 or 2 only. So suppose I need to write till 10, right? Like 2, if I write like this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So that I need to print. So I will give one number and it will going to print the table of 2, right? So if you see this, how many time I need to print? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 10 times I need to run my for loop. That is that if I run my for loop 10 times, then only I will see this 10 different number on my console output. So let me write one for loop as we have discussed earlier. So that I will run from I equals to 1 to I less than equals to 10. And after that I will increment the value of I. So inside that I need to write one logic. So if I write system.out.println, so now I'm going to print the table of 2. So how we can do? If I write number multiplied by I, so what will happen if I just run this program? It will going to give me the value of, so it has given till 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it should be I think where I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let me give it so I can put equal to here, because now you will see one more which is 20. So how this program is working, let me again put breakpoint. So whenever you find any issue like you're not able to understand how the program flow is working, you can just always put one breakpoint and debug it, right? So I can also debug it from here, line number 7, but no point of putting the breakpoint here because it's very straightforward. So I will go to the main point and stop my program there. So debug as Java application. Okay. So now if you see this on the right hand side, one variable I is created and the value is 2. So when this for loop will run for the first time, so as I repeated that this will only execute one time and after that these two will execute, right? So now 1 is less than 10. Yes. So we will go inside and what is the number 2? 2 multiplied by 1, what will be the result? 2. So it will print 2 in the output. You can see it has printed 2. Now once this one will execute, we will go to this part, which means increasing the value of I by 1, right? So you will see this value will change once I click a step over. Now I value has become 2, and now this condition will be checked. 2 is less than 10. Yes, 2 is less than 10. We will go inside condition true. So what will be the output? 2. This will be fixed, right? So I'm not changing this variable anywhere. So this one will going to be fixed. So 2 multiplied by 1. Sorry, 2. I value is 2 now. So 2 multiplied by 2, 4. Again, I value will increment. So 3 is less than 10. So 3 is less than 10. Again, what will be 2 multiplied by 3? So it will keep on increasing like this. 8, then 10. So let me admit someone is. So like this, if I keep on running, so I need to check that condition. You can see I value 7. 7 is less than 10. Again, we will go inside. Then 8, then 9, right? So now if you see 9, so what will be the number? 2 into 9. It will become 18. After that, I value will again increment and it will become 10 due to this statement. So if I execute it, you will see that I value will become 10. So this time 10 is not less than 10, but 10 is equal to 10. So again, this condition will become satisfied for the one last time. So now we will go inside. Now 2 multiplied by I, 2 into 10. So it is 20. And after that, you will see I value will become 11, right? So if I value will become 11, then this condition will going to fail this time. And now we will come out of our for loop and our program will also terminate after this. So this is how you can print the table of any number. Just you need to, like if I say 9, just put 9 here. It will again going to work the same way. If I run it, this time you will see the table of 9, right? Similarly, if you want to print after 90 you want to print, so you can say 20 as well. So it will run that number of time and you will see if I run it like this. So it has printed the table of 9 like this. So you can increase or decrease the count as per your choice. So this is the very simple program which we have made. So this part is clear to everyone. Please confirm.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, I have one question. If I want to write like this, 2 in the console, 2 into 1 equal to 2,
Yeah.
2 into 2, how to write that?
Okay. That's also good question. So how we can do? Uh, so for that you need to write like this. So num is 2. Let me try to write. Let me try to write like this. Sorry, not num, it is no. So it is giving me some error. The method is not, I think I need to write like this. So first I need to put one multiply sign. So I will say number plus multiplied by. So that this multiply sign is a just a string variable, right? So it will actually not going to multiply. Just for the understanding part, I'm writing it here. Like if I do like this, so just see this, what will happen if I say it, how it will give me the result. So we are making it step by step. So you can see. So 9 into 1, 9 into 2, 9 into 3, like that. So let me go with 10 only as of now. Otherwise, we will not going to see the like this. So now I need to print the later part. So for that, what I can do, I can do like this. I think I need to put, first I need to put equal to. So again, for the equal to part, I will put 1 plus. Plus in the sense, because I'm declaring one string variable. So just consider it as a variable only. It's a string basically in double quote. So if I write multiplied by, sorry, not num, it is no. So I think I've done mistake. Let me. So it will give me.
There is a comma in between, sir.
Yeah, now it's clear. So basically, what I'm trying to do, this is the variable. Why I'm saying it's a variable, because when you place your uh, mouse cursor here, you can see I have declared on the top. So it's a variable. So it will which means it will going to change every time. This is what I mean. But these two will remain the fixed. So what will happen? Let me just run it once in debug mode. So you can see it is 9. Multiply sign will come because it will be fixed. So I have created in double quote. So num, and then this will, so make sure you are not confusing it plus. It's not adding anything. It is just concatenating this star with our number, so we can have a clear output. So it's not doing any addition, so do not confuse. So it will be 1, right? So after that equal to, and after that I'm putting one more plus sign. So whatever be the result that you will got here, 9 into 1 equals to 9. So you will get on the output. Like this, I value will change every time, and this output will change. So now I will say 9 into 2 like this. So this is how you can get the output in this way. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So let me also paste this code so you can check it later on. So okay, so is everyone is able to understand how this for loop is working? So I have also shown a few examples. Please confirm whether you are able to understand for loop. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me create one more class. So the reason why I'm creating the class again and again is so that everyone will be able to know how we can create a class. So I've created one more. So again, main method. Now what is nested for loop? Nested for loop in the sense for loop inside one for loop. Like this, if I show you, like, let me create two variable, or let me create like this only, for int I equals to 1, I less than equals to 5, and I will increment the value, right? So what do I mean by nested for loop? Inside this for loop there will be one more for loop. For example, if I say, and inside this there can be n number of for loop. So like if I say one more, like this, there can be any number of for loops. So counting is not fixed, so it should be k here. But first we will go with only 2 1, otherwise it will be confusing. So first we will see how this program will going to work, right? So let me try to print some, let me say hello, and if I run it, so let me first do one thing. Let me put breakpoint again, so it will be clear. So I am putting breakpoint here again. So see here how this will work. Right click, debug as Java application. So make a habit of debugging the program. It will have you, so you will be having a very clear understanding. So now see here what I'm trying to do. So let us start from here. Somehow I should have put breakpoint here. Let me put on the top, and again debug it. Debug as Java application, right? So now we are here. So why it has not stopped here? Because I put it here. So first line is very simple. This will execute one time. You can see on the right hand side, I equals to 1. Now this condition will be checked. Is 1 is less than 5? Yes. Condition becomes true. So we will go inside, right? So this for loop is from here to here. You can see when you place your mouse, it is indicating that this for loop is here to here, and this for loop is here to here, right? So now if you see this variable name is different. So again, one more variable will be created, and the condition will be checked. So if I click this, j value is also 1. So this is I, this is j, right? So I hope you are able to see this. This is the j below part. Now 1 is less than 5, condition true. It will print this in the output. You can see hello will be printed. Now if you see this, before coming to this part, first it will run for, it will keep on running till this condition will not going to become false, as we have discussed that how it will work. Once this condition will execute, right, this part will be executed at the last. So now what will be the value of j? Can anyone tell?
1. 2.
Yeah.
2.
So now j value will become 2 and 2 is also less than 5. So again we will go inside one more time. So let me click this. Now 2, you can see on the right hand side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now after this there is no code written. So this is the ending point of this for loop, inner for loop, we can say inner for loop. Now j value will become 3 and 3 is less than 5. So first it will print this statement. So whenever you see any line, colored line like this while debugging, which means it's not yet executed. You can see it is not yet executed, but once I click step over, it will be executed, right? So now we are here. J value will become 3 because this will run. So 3 is less than 5. Now again inside. Now after that 4 less than 5, condition true. And once now if you see, j value will become 5. So 5 is not less than 5, but 5 should is equal to 5, which is true. So now again it will print one more time. You will see 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more time. So now if you see, this time when I run it, j value will become 5, j value will become 6, and 6 is not less than 5. 6 is not equals to 5, and 6 is less than 5. So this condition is now going to stop our for loop because this condition will become false. So this time we will not go inside our inner for loop. So now this part is completed one time, right? Because the condition will terminate, so we will directly come to line number 15. If I show you, earlier we were going inside, so somehow it is not allowing me to put the breakpoint here. But when I click this, you will see we will come outside. So somehow it is not short, but it's quite understandable that this part is finished, right? And after that part, if you remember, just assume this is the whole code written inside this for loop. First this one will execute, then this condition will be checked, and after that once inner part will execute, this one will be executed. So what is the value of I value is 1 earlier, but now it will be 2. So again 2 is less than 5, right? And again this one is created, right? So again it will run for 5 times, which we have seen. You can see j value will again become 1 because we are again creating the variable here. So it will keep on running again 5 times, 3, then 4, then 5. After 5 it will become 6, as we have seen already. So you can see after 6, right, it will terminate, and now I value will become 3, like this. Again it will run 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I value will become 4. You can see 4, and again it will run 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after that, what will be the I value? 5. Again one more time it will run, but after that I value will become 6. Now this time I value is 5, but due to this statement I value will become 6. So this outer for loop, so this is the inner for loop because it is inside this, and this is the outer for loop. So now this for loop is terminated as well, which means this will now never going to execute because our outer condition is also false. So now if I click this, we will come out of the for loop. So if we see, like how many times how many times this will run? 5 times, right? So if I will run for 5 times, 5 times, right? So when I will run for one time, if I write like when I run for one time, how many times inner for loop executed? 5 times, right? We have
5
already seen
times.
5. So we can conclude that if I will run for 5 times, then how many times it will be printed? 5 into 5, because for each and every I, so we are executing till 5. So how many times I will execute? Inner for loop is also executing the same. So 5 into 5, total 25. You can also count it. Or yeah, if I, so let me do one thing. Let me put numbers here instead of writing like this. So if I want to also print how many times it is run, so let me take one variable, int count. Variable is of type integer, which is whose value is 0, right? So let me take 1. So if I write here, I will say count. So I need to check how many times it's printed, right? And once this statement will execute, once this part will execute, I will increment the value of count by 1. So this I can do this way. I can do this way. This is one way of incrementing the count, or I can say plus plus count, or I can do one more, which we have already seen, which is count plus plus. So here it will not make any difference, but here I will just go with the easiest one. So here it's what I'm doing. When this one will execute, so count value will become 2. So we can see the output on our. So let me put some space after this. Let me put some space, otherwise. So you can see here total 25 times it has printed. And if I write, suppose if I write 6 here, how many times it will be printed? Can anyone guess?
30 times.
36.
No, I have not changed this part.
6 times the
Yeah.
30.
So you can see this will run 30 times.
30 times.
Yeah.
So is everyone is able to get why I have written like this, or I need to show in the debug mode again? Anyone have any queries? Let me know. Even if I do like this, it will give the same. You can see 30, and if I use like this, because here there is only one variable, it will not going to affect. So you can see here these two are equivalent to writing this one only, because we are getting the same. So this part is clear to everyone. Please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what if we don't do plus plus and now if you try to run, what will be the answer? So, count 1 will be counted for everyone.
Yeah. So you will see 111 every time like this. So let me just like this. You will see if I don't give plus plus. Is it clear?
Yes.
So do one thing. There is a lot more to discuss about loops. We will not hurry up the things. So I will say to everyone that whatever the things we have discussed, like we have discussed one for loop, nested for loop, and if else statement. So try to let me also share this program if you want. So just take this program and try to do some modification from your end. Like you can give some different number. You can do like instead of 6 you can say 60, anything, and then try to debug the program. If you have any confusion, then it will be clear as well. So we will see the rest of the things tomorrow. So if you have any questions, please let me know regarding for loop. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
It is not regarding for loop, but how to get the recordings session?
So basically recording we are not sharing, so we will share the recording for a few sessions. After that the recordings will be paid. So as of now, are
Okay.
you added in the WhatsApp group?
No, not yet.
So please share your number so that I can add in the WhatsApp group, because there I was. Can you explain for loop again? Just basic one. Okay, so I will explain. So uh, what I'm saying is that we have one WhatsApp group. Okay, so let me add
Yeah,
you
I
in one.
shared my number.
So whosoever is not added in WhatsApp group, message me to this number. So this is my personal number. So message me here, and I will add you into that group. So on that group, you will get the recordings, right? So I will share this one which we have discussed today as well. So yeah, someone is asking that if we can see the for loop again. So let me create one more class. So program 7 you can say. So again, let me create one more main method. So I need to print some data 5 times, or if I need to repeat some steps again and again, I can use for loop. So writing the for loop is very simple. So the reason why it is giving the error is because I'm not explaining whether it is int or any other variable. So it's integer value, right? 1 is an integer, 2 is an integer. All these numbers are integer. So after that, I will just print some number, like if say hi, and if I run it, like this. So what I'm saying, so how it is working? First of all, this line will execute. So I value is 1. Is after that this condition will be checked, and once this condition will be over, this part will be done. Again, I'm repeating. So let me write it here. I don't want anyone to confuse. Only once it will execute. Always remember, only one time the first one will be executed only one time, and after that middle condition will be checked. So is 1 is less than 5? Yes. So it will print this part, right? It will come to this block, and after this immediately it will move to this last part. So this will always be executed at the last, always. So I am saying I value will be incremented by 1. So I value will become 2, right? Now 2 is less than 5. Again condition true. This part executed. And after this one, this last condition will be executed, right? So now what will be the value of I? It will be 3. Like that it will keep on doing. And once I value will reach 5. Suppose I value due to this part, I value will reach 5, right? So 5 is equal to 5 or not? Condition true. Like one of the condition is satisfied. So that is the reason we will again go inside, print this fifth time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after reaching to this part, to this end part, end condition will execute at the last, right? So I value will become 6, but after that 6 value is, if I write here, 6 is not less than equals to 5, we all know, condition false. So now we will not going to go inside this for loop, and our for loop will going to terminate, right? It will not going to run because middle condition false. So always remember, once this condition will going to be false, even once, then our for loop will terminate immediately. So for loop is clear to everyone now. So Jay, you can watch the recording first, because I have already explained that if we have I plus plus or plus plus I, that will not going to, have you joined late? So here it will not going to create any difference. So you can just watch the recording once and let me know if you have any questions tomorrow, right? I have explained that by here, if I write like this or like this, why it will not going to create any impact. So both the times you will get the same output. But I will ask you that you can just watch the recording once, uh, because today I have explained that in detail, that why there is no impact. So one more thing before we wrap up this lecture, what if I put like this? What if I put two more semicolon like this, and if I try to run it, so you can say this is our infinite for loop. So it will never going to stop. It will only stop when your Eclipse will going to crash. So this is our, so it's a very bad practice to use this loop. Just I remember that we can also do like this. So just showing you infinite for loop. It will only stop when your Eclipse will crash, because it will keep on running, right? So somewhere once this memory will become full, it will crash. So to stop this, you need to click on terminate, right? So this is our, if you put like this is our infinite for loop. So that's all I wanted to cover. Why, what if we don't initialize I? Where you are asking? Can you tell me where you are asking? Where we?
Instead of writing I equal to 1, we just write integer I and give us that value and I plus plus. What would
So
be
you can see
happening?
it is giving me error. It is saying that, it is already saying that you need to initialize the variable. Initialize in the sense giving some value initially, right? So if I click this, it is by default it is giving me 0. So anyways you need to
Okay.
initialize this variable, because if you do not initialize that, how it will know that from which number I need to start, right? It can be 3, it can be 4, right? So as well, so if you start from 3, how many times it will run? 2 times. So it will
Two
be higher
times.
2 times. And
Three times it will run because it is a equal to sign. Right?
yeah, 3 times. If I give like this, then
It will run for two times.
yeah. And one more point, like I can also do the reverse way. For example, just I wanted to show. Suppose I will start I equals to 5, right? Then this time I'm doing the reverse way. Earlier, how I've written the condition, this I have written I less than 1, I less than equals to 5, and plus plus I, right? This time I will do the reverse way, that I will start from 5, then I will check I is greater than equals to 1, and then I will decrease the value of I by 1. So it will just print the same thing. Here I am starting from 5. Even this for loop will run for 5 times, because 5 is greater than 1. Condition true, we will print this. Then 5 value will become decrement by 1. Earlier we are incrementing by 1, but now it is going to decrease the value of I by 1. So 5 minus 1, 4. So 4 is greater than 1. Then after that, this will again decrement. So 3 is greater than 1. Like this, it will again run 5 times. So this is how you can also do the reverse way. So there are many combinations which you can try. So yeah, so that is about for loop and nested for loop. So I hope this part is also clear to everyone. If you have any queries, you can message us on the group, WhatsApp group, and I will share this recording as well. So let me stop the recording.